So that's when I got to really get in touch with the community, meet kids and make friends, lifelong friends that I will never forget. But yeah, it was great. I feel like Oakridge gave me a sense of community, which is why community is so important to me, and I look for that.
Recorded at Amplified Studio in downtown Des Moines, Give and Grow is more than a podcast. It's a commitment to our community. Founded by Andy and Sarah Suzanen alongside the RIA Group, this initiative is dedicated to uplifting the organizations and individuals who work every day to make Central Iowa a better place for all. Welcome to the Give and Grow podcast, where we share the stories of the nonprofits transforming lives in our community. Each organization is featured in 3 episodes, offering a deeper, more personal look at their impact. Through conversations with passionate staff, generous donors, and the very people whose lives have been changed by their work, our hope is simple: to connect, inspire, and strengthen the bonds that make our community thrive.
Okay, so today we're excited to present the 3rd episode featuring Oakridge Neighborhood. You'll hear from 18-year-old Zami Dainkeh, who talks about her firsthand experience growing up in the Oakridge community. For a brief recap, Oakridge Neighborhood provides affordable housing along with family-centered social services and educational programs to hundreds of families in need each year. Today's interview touches on Zami's experience living in its housing complex, the impact of its pathway to home ownership, the after-school programs that allowed her single mother to hold down a steady job and for her to spread her artistic wings, and the Youth Oak Futures program that has provided her with employment opportunities. Located on the north side of downtown, Oakridge was established in 1969 and operates as a vibrant, diverse community committed to breaking the cycle of poverty and unlocking new possibilities for those in need. Over 70% of Oakridge Neighborhood's residents are refugees and immigrants. The services the nonprofit provides is helping families acclimate, transition to self-reliance, and take pride in their future. I'm thrilled to have Zami with us today and look forward to hearing her story. Zami, welcome to Give and Grow. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here. This is great. Good.
So I just wanted to start by asking, what does a day in the life of Zami look like?
Well, I feel like my day-to-day is pretty boring. I do the same things every day, but I like to wake up around 7:30 to get a good jump on my day before I head into work. I get into work about like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then depending on if I have class that day or not, depends on how long I stay. So the days that I do have class, I'm there for about 3.5 hours to 4 hours, and then head into class, get that done, and then homework most of the time, try to give myself 2 hours. And then the rest of the night is Zami time, as I like to call it, where it's like catching up on shows and just coming back to my social aspect. And
nice.
Staying in touch with people.
That sounds like a great routine that's pretty balanced.
Yeah. I feel like if I give myself structured time to get things done, they always get done instead of just like going about my day.
Wow. To learn that at your age is fantastic.
Yeah. It didn't come naturally. Time management is something that I really had to hone in on starting college. So.
All right. So what helped you do that?
I would say just tips and tricks that I received from like people who are in college and just like our professors, just really, I guess, enforcing that like to be a successful college student, you need to learn how to manage your time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic, especially when you have so much going on and you're ambitious and you want to conquer the world and all that good stuff. So I hear you, and that sounds fantastic. Anybody can take some advice from that. So you are a first-generation college student enrolled in Drake University's John D. Bright College. I want to know a little bit more about that, and what's that experience been for you so far?
The experience has been great. I feel like when it came to making my decision for where I was going to go to college, I was really looking for something different, not necessarily the traditional college classroom. So John D. Bright College is very different. It's, I think, 4 years in now at Drake. So their model is like cohort style. So the people you come in with are the people who you're going to be with for the next 2 years and graduate with.
That's
and
fantastic.
Get your associate's degree. Yeah, which was amazing because community to me is something that I truly value. So like being in the same classroom with the same people for 2 years, you're bound to get to know them and you're bound to build relationships. So yeah, it's been amazing, and the faculty is great. They really truly support you and they want to see you succeed. So they provide a lot of opportunities for you to be able to get out into the community and meet new people and learn new things. So yeah.
Excellent. I'm so glad they provide that opportunity for people. It sounds like a really nice way to experience college.
Yes.
And did you got a full ride? Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. And so how many people are in your cohort?
I believe we're about 25 to 30.
Okay.
I think. So yeah.
Oh, great. And so what are you focusing on in your education there?
For these 2 years, they're giving us like a little bit of everything almost to really know what we want to major in for the next 2 years to get our bachelor's. But right now my major is in business and professional organizations. So as I'm taking extra classes outside of that major, I'm learning where I want to go. So I don't really have a direct path yet, but I know somewhere in business.
Okay, so it's given you a good foundation to work off. So you cover the groundwork.
Yes.
And then go from there. That sounds like a good story, a good plan. Yeah. I know a lot of college students go into school without knowing what they're doing, and I think that's totally understandable.
Yeah, that was definitely me. I feel like senior year I was doing a lot of panicking, not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. So Bright College, I could say, gave me more time.
Yeah.
While I still didn't take a gap year or anything, I'm still getting my education, but I have more time to figure out where I want to go.
Right. That's great. I don't know why people feel so much pressure to know, because you learn so much about yourself after you're out of high school and you're getting to get to know the community in a different way. And it seems like you want to be able to have a little bit of flexibility in learning that. But I know the pressure is so steep these days because the job market's changed, the world is changing, and it would be nice, especially for people that like to have a plan, to know where they're going.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to look more into that John D. Bright College. I've heard a little bit more about it from another friend, and it sounds like a great program worth checking out for other people. How did you get connected with it?
I was a part of Avenue Scholars in high school, which is, I want to say, a program that supports you your junior and senior year of high school with academic planning to where you want to go. So they provided us with scholarships to either go to Drake, Bright College, or DMAC. So you would go get your associates, and it's just another, support system that I had in high school that led me to
awesome
pathway. Yes.
Excellent. So you've been a part of Oak Futures program for several years, and this year it was able to place you at Oakridge working in the accounting department?
Yes.
How is that an internship?
Well, right now it's a part-time job.
Okay.
It did start off as a 9-week internship during the summer through the Oak Futures program. So I had started around June last year, and this is my first time ever having a job. I want to say so professional.
Yeah.
So it gave me an opportunity to learn the ins and outs of how to balance numbers for a nonprofit and just more being in more so the business aspect of things. So yeah, after the 9 weeks, I was offered the opportunity to continue on with a part-time position.
Awesome. And that's a nice part about internships is sometimes it develops into something more. Yes. And what do you like about your job? What do you do in the accounting department?
I would like to say I'm Kristen, who's my boss. I'm her personal assistant, I guess.
Yeah.
I do a lot of I want to say the easy stuff before she comes in with her cool accounting degree and does all the cool, crazy numbers things. But yeah, day to day, I feel I just put in invoices, track down different things from each department when it comes to paying bills and things like that. So. All
right. So that and Bright College has given you a good rounded entry to the post-school world.
Yes.
Well, I heard that you were able to present a spoken word piece during the World Food Prize events. That sounds interesting. Tell us about that.
That also was another great experience that was provided to me by Oakridge. A staff member who works there was approached with the opportunity, and he had an idea of including students that are from Oakridge. So I was just, I guess, one of the people that was on his list, and I was approached with the opportunity. I said yes, because that's not an everyday thing.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was amazing. I was in a room with a lot of people who I typically would never be in a room with, like the governor and just different leaders of different parts of the world. So yeah.
How nervous were you?
Very nervous. I feel when we had practiced like a couple of days in the room with nobody in there, and then when we walked in, everyone was in there. So it was like
a little different.
Yeah, it was.
How did you get to do spoken word? Like, do you do that? Do you still do spoken word?
No, not necessarily.
Do you write?
I feel like I'm a good academic writer, but when it comes to like poetry and things like that, not so much. So when I was approached with the opportunity, it was great that we had his help because he is well acclimated in that area. So it was great.
And I can guess who you're talking about. Who is that at Oakridge?
Emmett Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a rock star, isn't he?
He is.
I love how much he relates to the young people there and just really gets them involved in a lot of different activities and outreach, and just gives them that personal attention as well that really lifts them up.
Yes, he does. I feel like he brings more so of like the artistic side out of Oakridge, with like getting kids involved with like music, spoken word, different pieces with like art and stuff. So yeah.
Do you still incorporate some art into your life?
I try to. I was a part of Oakridge's B-Roll Studios, well, still am, where we got to design a lot of like apparel, t-shirts, hoodies.
Oh yeah.
And we got to sell them as well. So like that helped me tap into like my artistic marketing side of just like,
oh,
yeah.
Great. I love how Oakridge offers so many programs and services.
Yes.
I wanted to learn a little bit more about when you came to Oakridge. So it sounds like you came when you were about 7 or 8. Where were you before that? And can you describe what it was like living on campus?
Yes. Well, I was originally born in Michigan, and we moved down here when I was about 3 or 4, I think, to be closer to my mom's side of the family. And we stayed with my grandpa, her father, for a couple of years. And it was a lot of people in one house. So like I've grown up around, I want to say noise, and just like being around a lot of family, being around a lot of people. So my mom, I feel like, discovered Oakridge because she wanted to be a little bit more independent, and we needed space because that's not something that we had when we lived there. So I moved to Oakridge, I think about like 7 or 8. And at first it was a lot more quieter because I really had to like sit with myself and just my mom, because it was just the two of us. We went from a house with like 8 people to just 2.
Wow.
So it was different. It wasn't something that I really enjoyed, but it was very different. And after a couple of months of staying there, I started seeing the community aspect of Oakridge with all the kids outside. And I would say I was a little scared to go outside and make friends. So when the struggle of like my mom and my mom's work schedule and my school schedule didn't really align, when she found out about the after school program that Oakridge had, I was signed up right away, which gave her an opportunity to be home while I was home. And when I was at school, she was at work. So that's when I got to really get in touch with the community, meet kids, and make friends, lifelong friends that I will never forget. But yeah, it was great. I feel like Oakridge gave me a sense of community, which is why community is so important to me, and I look for that everywhere I go.
Oh yeah, that is really important. And Oakridge has about 700 apartments. No, it serves 700 residents. Yeah. So there is a good chance of creating community there. And I heard that over 50% are under 18. So there's lots of kids to connect with.
Yes, there was. I feel like, especially the fact that the school was right across the street. So it was just, everything was always done together. Like our high school, everyone went to the same high school, went to the same elementary school, went to the same middle school. So everything was just like, we were known as one, like we were the Oakridge kids. So it was just like, you always had someone who you knew.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So tell me about your mom. Was she a single mom, and what's her background like, and what is she up to today?
My mom immigrated to America from West Africa, Sierra Leone, I think in her early teen years. And when she moved here, she lived in Michigan, and her family was split up in coming. So half of them were in Michigan and half of them came to Iowa when they were coming. So she graduated from high school in Michigan, and she had me around 19, I think. So she was very young. I like to make the joke that me and my mom raised each other, but we just grew up together. A lot of things that we experienced together. So my mom's my best friend.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. When we moved down here to be closer to family, my mom's the strongest person I know. She just really wanted to make it on her own. So moving to Oakridge gave her an opportunity to be able to save and buy her own house, which she was able to do in 2020. So she's a first-time homeowner. And yeah, my mom's great. I feel like she works really hard. She is currently employed at the U.S. Postal Service. Okay. So yeah.
All right. I know moms are pretty special, aren't they?
Yes.
They can have a great influence over your life and lifelong. So I'm so glad you're here in the community and that Oakridge was here to help you both really get on your feet and thrive.
Yes.
Is there anything that you hope people listening take away, or anything that might that stands out that you want to convey to the community about Oakridge?
I would just like to say that Oakridge is really the heart of downtown Des Moines. I feel like a lot of great things come from that program, and I wish a lot of people knew all the opportunities that were there. And I didn't even know this, but a lot of the services offered to Oakridge aren't just for people who live in Oakridge. Anybody in the Metro Des Moines area could come and experience and get information that's needed. Because I grew up because a lot of my family members are immigrants. So I wish I knew this earlier, that a lot of pathways to citizenship, they offer services like that. So everything there is accessible to everyone.
Yeah, it seems like it takes care of the whole person.
Yes.
As long as it takes to get them where they want to be as an individual. And I loved hearing that it was open to the general public as well. Mm-hmm. They serve so many people, and I love how they're really always progressing. It seems like every time that I check in with Oakridge, they've got new ideas about how to serve the community right now. So they stay relevant and really connected with the greater community. Do you feel that too? Did you feel like you were isolated there, or, not isolated, but you had a community, but how did you find connecting with the larger community?
I wouldn't necessarily say I was isolated, just more so they did a really good job at getting us out there to experience different things. So through different programs I was a part of at Oakridge, we got to do college tours around the state. And I got to be in a lot of different rooms and spaces that I typically wouldn't go in. I got to attend Nicole Hannah-Jones's book signing a couple years ago, and that was because of Oakridge. So
that's awesome.
I feel like they do a lot of great things at getting us out there into the world to experience new things that we typically wouldn't get to experience.
Well, great. I love hearing your perspective, and I know our listeners do too. What are you looking forward to in your job?
Just gaining more experience. I feel like with this job, it's a lot more flexible, so I can be a student and be an employee at the same time. So it gives me an opportunity to try new things and just still be able to make sort of an income because college is really expensive, and just being an adult is really expensive as well. Yeah,
it is. It's a surprise, isn't it? How much it takes to live and be comfortable.
Yes.
This is kind of off topic, but I'm so curious, what are you into these days? How do you, what kind of music are you listening to, and what makes you happy and socialize? How do you socialize these days?
I like hanging out with my friends. I try to make dates with each of my friend groups because I have a lot of different friend groups just because I'm in a lot of different things. So I like making once a month dates with friends and just getting out there and being more social. During this past winter, it was so cold, so everyone just wanted to stay home. So I didn't really enjoy that. But now it's getting warmer, I plan on getting out there and traveling a little more
All
to
right.
experience the world in different ways.
Excellent. Well, thank you again for joining us. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us, and I hope we cross paths soon.
Me too. Thank you so much. This was amazing.